Well, good morning everyone. Groundhog Day, here we are again. Lovely sunny weather outside. It's going to be 20 degrees. And I hope you're being good and keeping away from people. Socially distancing yourself. Now obviously I'm on lockdown looking after children while Becky is out at work, so I'm back on the treadmill. I don't know if anyone's going to tune in today. I'm planning just to do 15 to 20 minutes today. Nice and easy. Little chat with you guys. See how things are going. I'll just keep chatting away. No one's in at the moment. Just check my head height. I put the gradient on this morning up a little bit. I think I'm still alright. So how you doing? I'll say you guys can watch this back later on, hopefully. Hope you're all well. How's lockdown treating you mentally and physically? Seeing different reports from different people. Some people getting fatter, some people training more. I'm probably, I don't know, somewhere between the two. I'm definitely getting fatter. Last couple of days have been a disaster. Pixie's birthday yesterday, so massive helpings of birthday cake. I had to be very disciplined today to not have the rest of it before Becky gets home from work. And I know there's a lot of people struggling with races being cancelled, so a lot of the Hope Route events over the summer now been cancelled. A lot of the World Championship Sportive qualifiers now been cancelled, not looking to reschedule. Obviously some of the big events are still on, potentially, although when we see things like the Munich Beer Festival in September that's now been cancelled, you start to wonder whether things like London Marathon, Ironman Wales in September, October time are still likely to be going ahead or not. So, tough time for everyone. It looks like there's a couple of people online. Morning guys. So it's all about staying positive, staying focused, and seeing what you're up to really. How do you manage? How do you cope? Well, I'm going to keep wittering on, although there's no one here online. Hopefully the value for some people is that they'll get to watch this later on. We've already got a disturbance from a little one. So, focus is all the races. Let's look at worst case scenario. Let's say all the races this year, this season, 2020, have been cancelled. I haven't yet, but let's work on the worst case scenario. How do we work that? Let's try and look at a positive scenario. Yeah, it's not happened. I'm just trying to work from worst case scenarios. And the thought is, if we look at a worst case scenario and then something starts coming onto the calendar, then we're better focused, we're better mentally prepared for it, rather than pinning your hopes on an event and training towards it that might not happen. I think it's all about staying focused, staying positive. So, what we can probably do for most of us, if you're a runner, maybe slightly different, but certainly if you're a cyclist or a triathlete, most of us don't get the opportunity to do lots of good volume through the summer, lots of higher volume, long miles, good cardiovascular endurance work in the summer, because with racing, we're trying to up our intensity, we're resting lots between events. So potentially, if you're focused, if you're disciplined, you can actually just use this and say, well, this is a great opportunity to put in some really good volume, some really good base fitness over the summer. And I noticed for a couple of years back, as you know, just had a text from my wife and I was about to reply to you guys, there you go. I noticed a couple of years back when I did Haute Route. Well, I've actually started off by doing the loop, 8 days of the Tour de France stages. I didn't do the whole of the loop. Hi James. But actually spending the whole of the summer working on base endurance, base fitness. By the time I got to the winter, my fitness was probably better than it had been for years and years and years. So by looking at the worst case scenario, looking at the case of the scenario that every single race is going to be cancelled in 2020, and think, right, okay, what do we do to turn this into a positive? Turn it into a positive by just looking and focusing on what we can do, what we can work on, how we can make ourselves fitter and stronger. And that's all about getting good volume of training, good base of training, and thinking for the long term. Now, I'll turn that into a positive, because if I spend the next 2 or 3 months focusing on base work, and all of a sudden the race pops up into the calendar, I really just need about 4 to 6 weeks to get fully fit for it. And it's unlikely that stuff is going to hit the calendar and happen in a week or 2 later. It's likely we're going to have a short run time into it. So my thoughts are, just keep that focus, just keep that positivity, and try and think, how can we turn this situation into our best opportunity? And it's using daylight hours, using longer days, using, for some people at least, the lack of commute, the opportunity of time at home to be spending on flexibility, stretching, strengthening work, all the stuff that we say we don't have time for. So use that 15, 20 minutes, 45 minutes of a morning where you'd normally be in your car on a commute, and actually do 15, 20 minutes of flexibility every morning. So using that time that you've gained back in other ways. The other nightmare is people are finding that I'm talking to, and again, come on to the coaching side of things here. The guys that I'm coaching are still being really positive because I'm keeping that focus for them. I'm keeping that aim of their training. They've got something to target, they've got something to get their teeth into every day. Whereas if you're self-coached, or if you're not following a plan, we can be in a situation where you're not really sure what you're trying to work on, and it becomes very, very difficult to become distracted. So get yourself some sort of plan, get yourself some sort of focus, write down targets for each day, training sessions for each day, objectives for each day. But we've got a little one joining us. So just think, what's the worst case? How can we turn that into a positive? How can we improve on our current situation? How can we make the best amount of time that we've currently got available to us? And then how do we keep that focus? Now, it's very easy to be focused if you've got a race looming in the calendar and you've got some diary dates that you want to work for. It's very, very easy to go, that's the focus. But the problem we've got at the moment is we don't have that. And even those races that are in the calendar potentially at some point could get swept. And then all of a sudden you're into that doom and gloom situation. Morning, Lou. So, you alright, pigs? It's cold, you want gloves on. It's 20 degrees outside, everyone. And this little one wants gloves on. 3 seconds. Yeah, zip up. Oh, come on, did I bang you in the face? Off you go. Sorry, guys. Two jobs at once. Putting winter ski mittens on a 4-year-old. She was 4 yesterday, so she can play outside because it's too cold. And she stood there in Bermuda pyjamas and some and a vest. Anyway, so doing battle with Ryanair. Yeah, that's enough to test anyone's patience level. No, it's not many guys on this morning. I just wanted to talk. I'm probably not sounding positive, and I really should be. My brain is in other departments at the moment, but it's really just about trying to think today, keeping a focus, keeping goals in sight, keeping aims in sight, trying to keep positive, and it's working a scenario where you know, everything can be viewed very, very easily as negatives at the moment. And I think that's one thing that is getting me down at the moment with the media. And yeah, I mean, it's incredibly distressing, all the stuff that's going on. And what is nice is actually most of the stories are real negative stories, but there's that little bit of positivity coming through. And I really wish that a lot of the general media would pick up a lot more on the positivity of things, how people are helping, how people are helping each other, how we can make things better for ourselves, how we can turn something into positive. And I know there'll be people who are... Sebby's inside watching telly. You can't do what on your own? Sorry, Ron. Your jigsaw puzzle. Could you go and ask Sebby to help? Thank you. So this is going to be a short one today, guys. So it's about trying to find the positives. You know, I look at this and go, okay, I've got these two, so it's a disturbance, but I've done 15 minutes so far, so 15 minutes is better than nothing. You know, turn that into a positive rather than thinking, oh God, I was meant to be doing an hour today. Let's look at this. Let's look at how we can get this into a positive. Let's try and work everything. And rather than go, oh, I've not managed, you know. So, get a focus. That race shouldn't be your focus, because if that race doesn't happen, then you're left floundering. So, give yourself a different focus. Give yourself a target. How many hours am I training this week? How well can I sit in my training zone? What am I trying to do overall this month? How can I improve on miles run, power output and cycled? How can I improve my flexibility? Set yourself goals that are achievable. So, very easy. Set yourself 3 targets for this week. And that might be training time, it might be training focus, it might be flexibility, it might be cleaning and servicing your bike, it might be replacing the batteries in your heart rate monitor. Doesn't matter what it is, set yourself that focus of 3 targets to achieve this week and aim for those targets. With every single training session that you're doing, give yourself a focus. So, today's session is about, I don't know, for me, it's about chatting to you guys for 20 minutes to half an hour, and I'm going to get home probably about 15. Well, you do it in here on the floor then, darling. Good girl. Oh, don't shut the door, darling, it's blooming boiling in here. Anyway, so set yourself those targets, set yourself those goals. Every time you've got a training session, if it's not written for you by me or by another coach, set yourself an overview of a plan of what you're trying to achieve this week. For each of those sessions, set yourself an objective. The objective is to run, cycle, lift, walk, stretch for X duration at X intensity. Set yourself that focus. Now, if you don't achieve that focus, don't be hard on yourself. Look at it and go, right, how could I have done better? How can I improve? What went wrong? So, as you probably noticed by the background noise, and she's now inside, but she'll be back out again in about 15 seconds, today is going to be cut short by childcare. So, there's nothing much that I can do about that, but I've spent 18 minutes of my time, 14 minutes of your time, thinking about, right, good, this is giving you guys some focus. So, is there anything that I could have done? Yeah, I probably should have started half an hour earlier. Morning, Wayne. I probably should have thought about setting up better before I came out, so little people had things to focus on. So those are now things that I need to put in place before I do my next session, before I do my next run. And by having that little focus of every time you're due to train, how many sessions you're doing a week, what heart rate, whether it's flexibility, whether it's power, whether it's heart rate, whether it's pace, you've got that objective. You're not going aimlessly. Aim towards a target that isn't race related. So, you want to build volume, you want to build cardiovascular fitness, you want to lose body fat, you want to lose weight. None of these are affected by race performance. So if that race is cancelled, which it might be, you've still got something positive to focus on and positive to work on. So rather than going, oh no, my weight's cancelled, my race is cancelled, and open the beers and hit the cakes and undo all the good work that you've just done, you still go, right, but I'm achieving my personal goal. I've got that focus that I'm going to be lighter, leaner, faster, better volume, better endurance, better fitness, better flexibility, so that when things do kick off, it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks, and Gary's going to get me into tip-top race shape. So, oh, and here comes the other one. You alright, mate? Have you done your timetable, rock stars?
Yeah.
You go and watch telly for 15 minutes.
I've put the timer on, so then what?
Right, okay. Go and watch telly for 15 minutes and then I'll be in. Good boy, thank you. Sorry, everyone. So, focus, flexibility, targets, be prepared, be objective, be prepared to adjust those targets, be prepared to adjust that focus. And in that way, you will get through this in a far more happy, a far more positive frame of mind. So, yesterday, I sat out to go and run hour and a half because I needed some headspace. I got 2.5 minutes up the road. My head was just overwhelmed. My legs felt heavy and sore. I turned around and I walked home. And I sat in the garden with the family. And whilst I was disappointed I didn't get my session in, it was all about doing the right thing at the right time. And although I won't have that opportunity to go and do that long on today, it's not a huge, great problem. It's left me in a much better physical and mental positive state. So, focus on the positives, focus on the great work you're doing, keep yourself strong, keep yourself safe. That's me rattling on now for 20 minutes. No questions, so I shall leave you all in peace. Look after yourselves, stay well, stay healthy. Please, 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 if you need anything, give me a shout. I've still got a couple of people I need to try and schedule calls for, but please, please, please give me a shout if there's anything that I can do for you. Right, that's all for today, guys. I might pop back on tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll try and schedule something for Saturday. And strong, positive topics are always great to work towards. So thanks for your time and see you all soon. Cheers, guys. Bye now.